what's funny about this corner is this is where I would stand to wait for mom and dad to pick me up. Like just the feeling of there's nobody around. You're waiting, mom, dad, but there's no phones to call. Like
now, this is where you wait for Ubers.
Is there an Uber? Is it an Uber spot? Oh, that's cool. Trigger warning, spoiler alert, you're experiencing the Tom Kelly Show. Ghost Mall Edition. I'm here with my friend Steve Berger. We are outside the soon-to-be abandoned Sunrise Mall. I have not been in here since before the pandemic. This is not technically a ghost mall, but it will be.
It's on its way.
Yes, it is. It's on its way. It's allegedly there's a company. It used to be owned by Westfield. It was owned independently before that. But Westfield, you knew they were getting ready to sell it because they got rid of the Westfield name. And then the people who own it now, basically they're not renewing leases. So the place was probably half empty before, and now it's 40% empty. But Steve, who is a mentor and friend of mine, who turned me on to the works of Kevin Smith, I should probably tell people who you are, right?
I guess so.
Who are you, Steve? How do we know each other?
We worked together. He was my intern back at a Long Island production company.
At a Long Island TV production company that was in the internet in 1994. And our joke about that company was that was the only guy who was in the internet before 1994 who did not come out a billionaire. The guys we worked for had the vision for Amazon.com, but they wanted meta quality in a dial-up universe. How about that for an analogy I've waited 25 years to make? So we're gonna walk in. Do you like abandoned property, Steve?
I love it.
I have a fascination with it, because you know what it is? This is the first thing here. This is the giant, what do we call it? The cube.
Cube.
There's a lot of these cubey thingies. I think it used to spin.
Does it still?
Yeah, you try to spin it. So this thing we're walking past right now, it spins. So yeah, somewhere along the line, somebody said, hey, let's make a giant cube and let people spin it. And what's funny is that cube has survived like 3 remodels. What I love about malls, it's a place where I spent a large chunk of my youth, and we're gonna get into that in a minute.
Yes, I was a mall rat.
Were you a mall rat?
Roosevelt Field mall rat.
Now Roosevelt, when you were a kid, was kind of rough, right?
No.
No?
It was always the upper scale mall in the area.
Was it? Okay. I always feel like I was afraid of going to Roosevelt Mall because somebody got shot there every Christmas.
No, that's Green Acres.
Green Acres, somebody got shot at.
Green Acres, somebody got shot every week.
Oh, yeah. So Sunrise, it's funny, like you talk about Sunrise having high moments and low moments. My brother and I almost got beaten up here. It was a group of kids who were just in the mood to bully groups of kids they did not know. And then there you go. So God, okay, so it's funny coming into here, you suddenly have a memory of the space.
Yes.
To the left was a McDonald's. That would be where I'd meet people, but I only know this because Auntie Annie's is in the middle. Here's what's nice about the Sunrise Mall, ladies and gentlemen. This place will be closed down, and one day, Auntie Annie's will still be standing. Whoever rebuilds this place is going to have to rebuild.
Around Auntie Annie's.
Yes. Rancho Jubilee. So this place was open during the pandemic at some point because they have a no mask, no service sign. Oh, we're right in the middle because, so we're coming up on the chunks of the mall that I loved.
There's a fountain. Is there a fountain?
There was a fountain.
There's a fountain right here.
There was a huge fountain here. And again, what's funny about reminiscing about the mall is the memories you would have. Like, this was a place you came with your friggin' families.
Yeah, this was where I'd come with my mom.
Yeah.
Christmas shopping.
I would come here with my grandfather, and I would take him for walks in the mall. And we would end at this fountain. You could see where the fountain is because it's all where the Dunkin' Donuts used to be. Oh my God, Haagen-Dazs. So the Haagen-Dazs used to be over there, and there was a hot chick from my high school, Elena Weinstein, worked at the Haagen-Dazs. And I basically would go pretend I wanted ice cream as an excuse to bump into Elena Weinstein.
And there was a Julius.
Orange Julius
right
was over there. Okay, we're gonna come back and do a proper show here one day. This is completely effing depressing. Let me go into the middle. And this is all my abandoned childhood here. Oh my God, but it's doing well enough that this man has a balloon. So somebody is selling helium here. But this was a fountain. This was full of koi fish. I remember when they put in that elevator. That was a big thing. That elevator was kind of trendy, and this is kind of sad, but you know, we would take Grandpa for walks, and if you made it halfway, if you made it from Macy's to the pond, that was exercise.
Even a Dunkin' Donuts didn't survive.
Even a Dunkin' Donuts didn't survive. By the way, that
Jewelers did.
but is K Jewelers here?
Comes the K.
Let's walk towards the side that looks most abandoned. What do you say?
Yes.
Oh, the elevator still works though. That's kind of creepy. I can't decide why, but it is. It's like this. What was this? This is. You could play mall kiosk.
Hello, and welcome to Piercing Pagoda. Get your ears pierced.
Hi.
That's about it.
Hi. Do you have any special on piercing balls? Like, doesn't this feel like just so Walking Dead-ish? Like we're scavenging through abandoned things that are kind of still open, so it's not like the cool thing about this is we're not trespassing. We're just scavenging for memories. Oh my gosh. You know what's funny? The Christmas store. I wonder if the Christmas store, like we're in front of a Christmas store, and I wonder if the Christmas store will ever, I wonder if they're gonna just tear down the building and keep the Christmas stuff in it. Like we're in front of a Christmas store, and if you look in folds, it's like stocked like it could be Christmas tomorrow, but it's only May. You wonder, did they just leave their stuff in there and say, hey, we'll just pick this up next year, and little did they know, there will be no new Christmas. There will be no new Christmas. I can't imagine them tearing this down. Could you?
No, it's like I feel like just turning into a movie set.
Forever 21 is on the way out, 70% off. And what's funny with Forever 21, if you can look in here right now. Let's do this right now. We'll get a quick shot of Forever. Get a shot behind me. I'm not going to actually put that much time into editing this. Forever 21
2 racks.
has 3 racks left. Everything is 70% off. I almost want to go up to the manager and say, how much do you need to close the place? What do I got to give you to just shut down and get the hell out of here? And what's funny is it's in immaculate condition, and they're getting kicked out. What was your favorite mall store?
KB Toys. But I also worked there too.
You did?
I worked there at Christmas time.
See,
that was a nightmare.
I'm impressed with that. KB Toys, for those of you who wanted to combine your shopping with other things. Like, I feel like KB Toy Store was the toy store for people who didn't want to make a separate trip to Toys R Us.
Yes.
Which was always outside of the mall. Oh my God, we're coming up to the loneliest part, Steve. Oh, and this is a real story in the Massapequa patch. We're at the ladies and gentlemen, we are at the Sunrise Mall Koi Fish Pond. In front of the abandoned Sears, in the emptiest corner of the mall. These fish are up for adoption. And they're huge koi fish, they're up for adoption. I will try to find the link for this, ladies and gentlemen. And you know that these fish, they're survivors, man. These fish have survived pennies being thrown at them. Like, you know, like right now, like that fish right there, oh, that big blue one. Do you see that big blue one? I call him Penny Gills. Because you know that fish right there has been inhaling pennies from kids for 20 years. Hello, Penny Gills. Hello, Penny Gills. I almost need a second camera though to get these shots. Like, here we go.
Now I want to adopt one. So I don't have any place to put it.
Do you have a koi fish?
No.
Would it be wrong if I just adopted a koi fish and just had it for dinner? Like, are they tasty? Does anybody know? I feel like I should just dump my coffee in with the koi fish and put them out of their misery. Euthanasia for koi fish. So here we go. They got this is where the Sears was, and before that, I think it was like Stearns.
Is there anything open upstairs?
Let's go upstairs. I think mall shots are always better from the up top anyway. So what's funny about this mall too is it was a big thing. At one point they moved the escalators to the ends of the mall. You know, like that was their way. We'll get rid of, oh, this was, you know what this was? But I think the upstairs was? This was the movie, it was like Blockbuster, it was the movie memorabilia store.
Oh, yes.
For people who liked movie memorabilia.
Oh, I love that store.
Without actually, it's like, hey, Blockbuster, I want to buy my movies. I want to commit. Like, you know, you remember that?
Yeah.
And you can buy the
all
posters.
And
And then I would look at all the movies that I wanted to buy but didn't want to commit to. And then I'd be like, you know what, I'll just rent it later. And there we go. Oh, there's a shoe store up here or something. They're still going. See, the scary part is this mall was half rented out. They're kicking everybody out. But the other thing is it's also was rented out with like no-name stores, like right there.
Shoe department.
The shoe department. Oh no, you ready for Steve? Thank God we came up here.
Food court.
We're coming up for the saddest visit to any ghost mall. Or the saddest visit to any mall that's closing down. Friends, we're going to the food court. And hang on, oh my God.
It's still considered a food court if there's only one restaurant left.
Sadly, Steve, food court has been adjourned. I made him walk up here just so I could do that joke, people. Food court has been adjourned. And we're walking. And we're walking. Okay, there's another Haagen-Dazs here. But it seems like you could just scoop your own ice cream, or are they gone? Oh, the Haagen-Dazs is closed, but the freezers are still there. Wait.
Get some bananas? No, it's
Wait,
open.
are they open?
There's nobody here.
There's
It's like the kiosks downstairs. Well,
Okay, so the
nobody
Haagen-Dazs
here.
might be open, but we don't know, and I don't actually want the, you know what, I don't even want to stand here too long and make somebody come out of whatever hovel or hole they're hiding in. Spencer's Gifts. What are we gonna go get, Steve?
Sex toys.
Now here's one. Here's something you can only get at Spencer's. Big D is back in town. Do you think anybody actually has bought this shirt and just wears it at Dick's Sporting Goods and just walks around as if that's like a
Even
bad
better.
marketing thing? Let's luck.
That's luck.
That doesn't even work with
Clever.
my dyslexia. I'm dyslexic and that doesn't work with me. All right. My mother loves walking at the mall. And one day, to encourage mom to exercise, I did a few laps with her. And then she kept walking through the women's lingerie section in Macy's. I'm like, Mom, we can do that once. We are not doing that a second time. We're gonna cut. She's like, but this is my route. I'm like, my route will be waiting for you over here as you go through the unmentionables, as they used to say.
In
All right, so
Roosevelt
David
Field-
Heston is open.
In Roosevelt Field Mall, they had the group of ladies that would just do laps around the mall.
The mall
Every day,
walkers.
The mall walkers.
Ready? Can you do your mall? I could do my mall walk. Ready? You shoot. This is my mall walk. Ready? And he's a mall walker. You know what? This is how you know this is a ghost mall. We've been shooting for 16 minutes and nobody has tried to stop us or even ask what the hell's going on.
And nobody even looked interested in what we were doing.
Holy cow, huge. Flamore and Flanagan outlet seems to be, and they're open still. Good for you. Plenty of discounts there, people.
No more things remembered. Things forgotten.
Wait, I'm stealing that joke. I am stealing that joke. Oh my gosh. I'm taking that joke. Ready? Here we go. Ready? Oh. Things remembered, more like things forgotten. Would have been better if Steve were in the shop, but what are you gonna do? Ready? Get next to me, Steve. Ready? Things remembered, more like things forgotten. Actually, if you do this, Steve, tell everybody what you want to do here.
Bring my drone and fly it through the mall.
I wonder, but
Do you think anyone would stop me?
I think at a certain point that's borderline dangerous,
Yes. It's illegal.
right? Is it illegal?
Yes.
Wait, who said it's illegal
You
to?
can't fly it around people.
Yeah, but there's nobody here.
I guess you got a point.
Nobody here. So the fun one about the JCPenney here, I think I started to tell this story before. The fun one about the JCPenney, which is right here, my friend Mike and I knew that was like in the early days of this mall, there were no public restrooms. So the JCPenney that was behind us was basically where I would go to poop after 3 hours of hanging out at the mall. That was my pooping station. Oh, the leather store.
And the leather store, I was just going to say.
Where is the
was
leather
right
store?
here.
The leather
and
store
then
was
that was the
here?
movie theater, right?
The movie theater was here. I think the leather store was behind us.
I feel like
There's
the
a
leather
jewelry
store
store.
was
Oh,
in
God.
one of these three stores.
The jewelry store, I can't tell you how many last minute gifts we got from mom there every Christmas. Or we would look there and realize we can't afford to buy mom a gift. And then it's funny how there's a little vestige from every generation still here. Like you could see this, I mean, this wasn't the movie theater, but this was a Disney store?
That looks like Disney store.
So I have a friend, my friend Jay Galligan, used to be in the business of debranding. You know what debranding is? Like they would basically go to a store like this and remove everything so it doesn't look like the Disney brand was ever there. You know, they would paint over any outlines of their name, they'd rip down all the signs, and basically the worst one to debrand is a Circuit City. Because with the Circuit City, you can kind of see how, with the Circuit City, you can see how that red pole, like Circuit Cities all had those red poles. Okay, hold on for a second. We are coming up on, behind us, mall walkers. These mall walkers, they're about 90 and they might outlast them all. Ready? Quick dissolve. 3, 2, 1. Mall walkers. But I'll tell you folks, get your walks in now. Get your walks in while you can. Grab your pedometers. Get yourself down to the Sunrise Mall. The nice thing about mall walking here is you're not obstructed by things like people and commerce.
You could do mall running.
Mall running. This is how you know this mall is about to go out of business. We're in the age of inflation. We are in front of the dollar store where things do not cost $1.25, $1.50, or even $1. No. Prices are down to 68 and 89 cents at the dollar store at the Sunrise Mall. Folks, it's gonna be the penny store at the rate things are going. No, nothing on that?
That was good.
Yeah. Things remembered, more like things forgotten. You know the mall is going out of business in your town when they start sponsoring art exhibits and stuff. But this is how you know that Republicans in Nassau County will always be reelected. This mall is going out of business and the town supervisor still wants his name hanging up in a place of prominence. You will be reelected, Joe Saladino. Yes, you will. Rue 21, they will rue the day they sign this lease. No, okay, we're really tanking on the jokes. I want to be very cognizant as we close this out. There are actual working people here with jobs. We're aware of that. So we're not celebrating a mall going out of business. We're mourning the loss of our youths. Yeah, we're mourning the loss of our youths, and we're mourning the loss of real jobs here. Where the hell is the guy from Ebb Lens going to find a work? And Auntie Anne's Principles.
And I will miss them all.
Yeah,
Love them all.
I love them all. So whoever's rebuilding this, I don't know if there's a way to just keep it the same and make it awesome. And I'll stop shopping at Amazon every now and then.
Make it an Amazon mall.
I don't think that's how it
Amazon
works.
Store.
I don't think that's how it works. I mean,
You go full circle.
yeah, I mean, like unisex jewelers, they were so ahead of their time. No? I've been identifying as unisex since 1983. Oh, look, a staircase. Now, this wasn't an Abercrombie. What was this one? You remember? What were the... Yeah, I just know when you would go into this one,
And the music was so loud.
the music would be pumping and it would just smell like perfume.
And you would feel old.
And yeah, they would actually card you if you were over 22, you were not allowed in. Like, you don't realize how big a mall is until you see it empty. True story, about 10 to 15 years ago, there was a man who was mad at his girlfriend who worked at the Sunglass Hut. He took his car and Blue Brothers style, drove down one hallway, made a right, and drove through this massive space on a Friday afternoon, and then managed to turn around and do one more lap down before the cops and somebody stopped him. And you don't realize until this very moment that you can do that. Actually, the funny part of the story, and this is when the mall was booming, the real sad part, Steve, was he didn't hit anybody and was still able to do a second lap. So anyway, you talk about malls going out for a while. You don't realize how massive a mall is until you see the space. So this, my friends, is the end of the podcast. For those of you who came in just because you were looking for ghost malls, I also am a comedian who does a one-half self-help, one-half comedy podcast here on YouTube as Tom Kelly Show and on the podcasting apps at TomKellyShow.com. And I'm Tom Kelly Show across the board on social media. And if you enjoyed this, I'd be honored if you found me somewhere else. Good night, Massapequa.